What's up, gangsters? Today we're going to go over one of my favorite baits to throw year-round, but especially during the summertime. That being the Senko. Best brand on the market, Yamamoto. Fight me on that. The Senko is a very versatile bait. You can fish it in a lot of different ways. Today I'm going to show you a couple different ways to rig it up. My favorite being the Texas rig and just either dead sticking it or working it like a fluke. So let's show you how to rig it up. Alright, so now that I got you down here, I'm going to show y'all my favorite way to throw it, which is a Texas rig. Just like any other bait, you're going to run that hook to the bend, through the bait, and you're going to run the bait all the way up the back of the hook, spin it around. That way your knot and everything is hidden in that bait. You're going to pinch your bait up the hook, you're going to come out the back, and then all you're going to do is just bury that hook slightly. That way when a fish bites on it, it comes right through it. But that is my favorite way to throw a Senko, and it's usually the only way I throw it, because it's very versatile in the things that you can do with it, where you can throw it, and how many fish you can catch on it. Now that we're talking Texas rig, I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks that I like to use while fishing it. So this is a very versatile bait. As I said before, you can throw it in a lot of places. You can fish it in a foot of water. You can fish it in 100 foot of water. Fish love this bait. There's plenty of different ways you can fish it. But the main way I like to fish it in the summertime, like we are now, is to throw it up in the brush and give it a couple pops and then let it sit. Because what it's going to do is that tail's going to flutter as it floats down. And a lot of times they'll bite on that flutter, or right after it flutters, you're going to pop it one time and they'll usually strike it. But a lot of good places to throw it would be into that structure, underneath some trees, in the shallow water, throwing it underneath the docks, working it out the docks. All where fish are going to be, you can put this bait anywhere, being that it is weedless. You can throw it in a ton of weeds, underneath the docks, in the trees. You can skip these baits very well just because of how the bait is set up. So it skips real well underneath those docks or underneath those low-hanging branches where those bass will be. Alright, so another way that I like to throw the Senko is going to be called the Wacky Rig. They have a bunch of different companies. I just have some 6 cents hooks right here. They have a bunch of different Wacky Rigs hooks. You don't necessarily have to use a hook that is specified to be Wacky Rig, but this is what I have to show you, make it real easy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hook, take your Senko, and you're going to run that hook right in the middle of the Senko. And that's called Wacky Rig. They do have different style Senkos. Some have rubber bands in the middle. They have tools that you can put rubber bands, that way you're not tearing up the bait as you put it through here, because a lot of the times you'll catch 1 or 2 fish on it rigged like this, and it'll end up ripping the bait and you have to change it out. This is a very slow and subtle way to fish. I'm talking very slow. It is very boring, but it does catch fish. You can see the Senko bouncing up and down in my hand as I talk. That is the way it works in the water. So what it's going to do is when it falls, your bait's going to fall down, it's going to flutter down, and every time you bounce it, that bait's going to bounce up, bounce up, bounce up. And a lot of times it's good for high pressured areas. I love to throw a Senko in a high pressure area because they've seen a lot of stuff. Not a lot of people throw that slow moving bait. I would recommend, when wacky rigging, is to get the tool that puts a rubber band on that. It'll make these baits last a lot longer, catch a lot more fish on a single bait. With it like this, you can easily pull it through. That plastic's gonna rip. It's not gonna last as long as when you have a rubber band around it. And I feel like the rubber band gives it a little bit more action because you don't have the hook inside the bait. It's gonna be sat right above it, so it gives it more room to move around. But that is the 2 ways that I like to fish Senkos. Love to fish them in high pressure areas, in that structure. Y'all try it out, get back to us, let us know how you do. Alright guys, and that's it. Let me know if you have any other questions. Let us know if there's any other baits you want us to show you rig up and how we fish them, or any other things that you want us to talk about. Check out one of our videos. It'll be somewhere over here, but check out one of our most recent videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all. See y'all next time.